As a martial artist, let me ask you, in a street fight, what you looking for? What is the best, the most important component in a street fight? Is it the mentality, the toughness? Is it the ability to execute the situations like power, speed? Is it the techniques, right? So many things to consider. And today we're gonna discuss about how to mentally prepare you for a street fight. Let's go. If I talk about martial art in general, then there's only two things that you're gonna be involved in. Either you fight and compete on the ring, or you're dealing with criminal situation on the street, right? And if that's the case, there are only two things that gonna make your techniques go out of the window. It's either you get mad, anger, or you get fear, scare, right? Well, usually anger involved in ego, like when you want to prove something. And like I just saw a clip about this young JKD guy. He visit Wing Chun school, and then he start to like instruct the instructor there. So the instructor get mad and start to hit him, right? I mean, for me, I think that the JKD guy deserve every ounce of it. But honestly though, the instructor gets very mad, so he start to swinging. And the idea of that is because the brain in the back of the head start to get in control, not the frontal cortex. Everybody know that the frontal cortex is where the decision making is, where your personality, your characteristic, right? Anything that make you you, that make you martial artist. And I don't want to talk in this too much, but I just want to give you example because most of the time I'm only dealing with the criminal situations because I have no interest in proving I'm better than any other martial artist. If they think that they're better than me, that's good. You can have that. I'm actually just a dumb kung fu guy. I just love training, and I like to protect myself. Okay, so for the fear case, most of the time you fear because of your visual, because what you hear, because of the guy's body language, right? And maybe a sharp object like a knife, a gun, right? Maybe a physical pain, like they punch you in the head, they punch you in the body, and then you get into the pain shock. And then now the reaction is just start to get into the turtle mode, and then you freeze. This is very dangerous because you don't want to freeze every second in the street. Like imagine the guy punch you, you freeze, and then he keep punching, now fight's over, right? In another universe, the guy punch you, you don't freeze, you attack back. You might be able to stop the guy attack though. Think about it. Even if somebody knife you, you have about a minute before you go in shock, so you can defend yourself, and then you can go to the hospital, right? So to conclude, don't get freeze. How can we solve that? There are two things that you need to solve. One, get used to the physical pain. And one of the common drill that I always teach my student is that I let him punch me and then I punch him back, like very minimal powers, and then I increase the strength, the power, like later and later and later, right? So when I punch, he has to relax and let the punch touch him. So in another word, he has to accept that the pain is calm because nobody is perfect. How can you expect that you go into a street fight and then nobody can even touch you, right? I mean, for my case, I'm not Bruce Lee, so I better expect that, like somebody gonna punch me, attack me, right? Hit me. So I have to get used to the pain. So the idea is not try to push him through the pain. That's not the goal of the drill. The objectives of the drill is to relax, accept the pain, and then absorb the guys. So now in the street, if somebody punch you, if you're not knocked out yet, you attack back right away. The other drills that you can do is you can use sparring to get used to the pain in the punches, right? But the con is you kind of get concussion, right? And I don't care how good you are in sparring, you still eat punches. Mayweather still eat punches. So there's no way an average dude will never get punched. Well, There could be if your training partner is really bad, but you know. So to avoid concussion, maybe like lighter sparring or just hit the body, right? It's easier. Um, and then after you get used to the pain, the next thing you want to do is you want to flow slowly. Now I know this sounds ridiculous. People always laugh about it when like why you attack slow motion in real life. Nobody attack you slow motion. No, the idea is that so now you program your combo and you program to read the guy body reactions so that you implement your combo into the real life situation. So now no matter how the guy react, you already have like the live biofeedback, so you know exactly what the next step is without leaving a gap. Because a gap is always where the guy be able to attack you back. That's why in boxing, right? You have to move around all the time because every punch you leave gap, rotation leave gap, right? That's why you see a lot of the time the guy jab, he get countered right away because he's leave gap by rotate his body. So on another word, by training like that, you try to delete the gap slowly and slowly, and eventually you don't freeze. This is very important. I'm just not eventually, okay? Ideally, you don't want to freeze. If somebody rob you in the street, you want to go 100%. You don't want to like, okay. No. You come in there, you do your thing, you shut him off, you run off the scene. Okay. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to learn more about Wing Chun or self-defense, you know where to find me. This is EZ Wing Chun, and I'm Jay. Like I always say, techniques don't win fight, repetition stirs. So make sure you train hard. Just don't listen to me all the time. I see you in the next video. See ya.